Hello, everyone. Welcome. It's Wellness Wednesdays. I'm Carla Coleman, your host, Director of Communications at New Salem Baptist Church in Columbus, Ohio. And I just have, a big announcement. I don't know if you saw it on social media yet. I did put it up on our Facebook page and in our newsletter. But this is going to be our last episode of Wellness Wednesdays for now, just putting a little pause here. And I have with us our executive producer, Minister Brenda Troy. She's on our show tonight just to talk about Wellness Wednesdays, why we're pausing for a second here, and then also just has just been a fantastic journey. It really,
Yeah.
really has.
Mhm.
Welcome, Minister Troy.
Thank you. Thank you, Carla. Thank you for having me. Hello, everyone. And thank you for joining in on our last Wellness Wednesday, the pause. We're not saying it's ending, we are putting it on pause for a moment. Thank you for joining us.
Absolutely. Good to have everyone. So come on in, put in, I'm sure there's going to be some questions or whatever, but we have a little, just going to go through a little PowerPoint with you, talk about the show and what we've enjoyed about it. But first of all, we'll just ask Minister Troy first, what was it, why did you decide that we were going to pause? And because we do have some great things coming in the future, right?
Mhm. Mhm. Yes.
Okay.
So, why we decided to pause is the fact that there are some new ideas and some new pieces that Pastor would like to try. And so we feel like the Wellness Wednesday slot, the 5 o'clock slot, would be the perfect time to discover some new ideas. There's some things that he's got on back pocket that he wants to show the audience. And we feel like this is a great slot to put it. We also agreed that since we're doing so well, and I say so well because the episodes have been blessed, all of the topics have been blessed, why not pick a time now where things are going well? Things are going great, no challenges, no problems. And let's pause for right now and get geared up for some new ideas and some fresh wind.
Nice. I'm excited about that. I really am. And I just, why don't we just go ahead and pop up our PowerPoint and just kind of
Okay.
run through some of the things that, that we'd like the audience to know about Wellness Wednesdays. And just, it's like I said, it's just been a really great run. I've only been here for just a part of it for about a year, but it started well before me. And we've had so many people. Can you go to the next slide? So many people who have participated. I'm going to just get started, Minister Troy, and then I'm going to ask you to jump in and as well. But and I'll ask this question. I mean, why did you decide to start this journey?
Well, it started at the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic. So in March of 2020, when we learned that we needed to take a break from our daily jobs, actually, we thought it was only going to be for 2 weeks. But March 18th, I will never forget the day. March 18th, Pastor pulled us all together. We had a staff meeting. And this is when we learned that there was a pandemic on the horizon and that we would need to shut down the office for safety reasons. So at that staff meeting, Pastor, the rest of the staff, John Boxell, who was along with me, helping me with Wellness Wednesday, we sat at the table and we thought about how will we be able to stay engaged with our membership. We want to encourage, we want to increase, and we wanted to tell stories of health and wellness. So we came up with the idea that we would do Wellness Wednesdays. However, we thought it would only be a couple of Wellness Wednesdays, and it ended up being 19 months of Wellness Wednesday. So that's the reason why we started, was to stay engaged with our membership. And it actually went longer than we had ever dreamed that it would be. That's how we got
Wow.
started.
And that's the interesting thing about it is that, even with the pandemic itself, no one thought that it would go beyond the summer. I mean,
Absolutely.
that, yeah, just a few months, yeah, and then we'll be back to normal. And we're still not back to normal, and we never will be.
Absolutely. hmm
Hmm.
hmm I think the key
Yeah.
for
So,
us is the month of March
oh
was
no,
when it was the Schwarzenegger, the Arnold. So when the
yes.
Arnold was canceled, that sent a major message to us and to everybody else in the city of Columbus. That told us how serious this was going to be.
I remember that. I remember it very
hmm
well. So now, so then you decide to go, look at inward as far as your guests and the experts, just right within the church. That's the amazing part of it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Every guest is a member of New Salem, and so it was a blessing to be able to pull on their expertise for each guest that we asked to be a part of the segments.
Hmm. What was the first? Do you remember the first topic?
Yes, it was mental health. Shantae Meadows was the first at the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
and we started with mental
Hmm.
wellness. So yes, I do
Hmm.
remember. hmm
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. And it's amazing. It's interesting. You started with mental health, and that's been we've had several episodes about mental health because of us all going through this pandemic. The mental health piece has been very important, very
Absolutely,
important.
absolutely.
Hmm. Yeah. And so you said also told me that every guest, not only are a New Salem member, but that they all provided their services in kind.
Oh my gosh. Yes. We've had so many beautiful professionals to come on to Wellness Wednesday. The most amazing blessing is that every guest provided their expertise as an in kind. I think that is the most outstanding thing I've ever experienced because all of the doctors that we had, the physical fitness, the dietitian, the nutritionist, the yoga, we had a couple of personal trainers on. They all provided expertise as an in kind donation for their services to New Salem.
Wonderful. Can we go to the next slide? Let's go past that slide for a second. We'll come back to it. So as she was talking about all the experts, 68 guests. I mean, that's amazing. Just totally
hmm
amazing. And I think you told me as well that we pretty much for as well as topics hit just about every part of the body except for feet and ears.
Yes, that's correct. For whatever reason, I
Hmm.
could not locate inside our congregation a podiatrist or someone who was a hearing specialist. So those are the only two areas that we did not cover. And when Wellness Wednesday returns, I'm going to try and see if I could fix that. If I could find someone who has a hearing specialist and a podiatrist. Hopefully we can find those two people.
Hmm. But I mean, just a wealth of information. I mean, a wealth of expertise right within our church is just such a blessing in itself. And it's just an
Absolutely.
opportunity for these folks to share their stories and their
Mhm.
experiences.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
And so the list that you
Yeah.
see in front of you is the list of the experts. And when you look at that list, it is really a blessing to be able to say that all of these people were inside New Salem and
Wow.
have awesome
And they,
professions.
yeah, and they heeded the call. I mean, you call them up and they would come.
Absolutely.
Nice.
Absolutely. Every single person. When you look
Wonderful.
at the list and you look at the things that were presented, as far as the gynecology, your credit report, um, situations in the Columbus City schools, the myth about human trafficking, you had a doctor that presented about eye care, dental care, the COVID 19 vaccine, the virus, just so many things, beginning your own business. We had one of our guests tell us about how to find financial assistance for college education. It was a wealth of knowledge, a wealth of
Wow.
knowledge.
Go to the next slide. We'll see some more of those topics. Yeah, so here is just some of those that you just mentioned and some additional ones. I mean, grief
hmm
and loss, diabetes. I mean, there's just a number. And even just getting the black male perspective was an interesting episode as well. We had
Absolutely.
what, three? three men
Three
from the
gentlemen.
mm-hmm, absolutely
Yes.
great.
Yes.
Um,
During the holiday time, we had a cooking and baking expert, Melanie Hill. She bakes the cookies are delicious. Along with there's another young lady who bakes cookies. We didn't get a chance to get her on this time, but we will. And that's Khadijah Adams. But Melanie came on and started from scratch showing us how to bake cookies. Now it was a great segment, but I thought I'll just purchase them from her. I don't think I'm going to try and bake them, but it was amazing. I enjoyed the segment with Dr. Ward when he was on to talk about prostate cancer. Demia Kandai when she did cultural diversity. And then we had one of our babies on who talked about biomedical science, the connection between Alzheimer's and diabetes. And I'm telling you, just a wealth of knowledge that we have been blessed with to share with our listening audience that was even outside of Ohio. People watch Wellness Wednesday from all over.
yeah, all over the world, which is
Hmm.
amazing. And we've
Absolutely.
also found that people watch the show not only at 5 o'clock, they come back later in the week and watch it as well because we're watching our numbers just keep going up and up even after the show. So we really appreciate that. Appreciate you
Absolutely.
watching.
Absolutely.
Mhm. Okay, Mike, you want to go back up to that previous slide? And this is our team. As you know, Minister Troy is our executive producer. I'm your latest and current host. Michael McGee is our he's the wizard behind the curtain. He's
Right.
definitely he makes odds happen, and so we really
Absolutely.
really appreciate him coming in on board. Sister Paulette Burks was actually there at the beginning with you, correct?
Yes, she was.
When you
Yes.
wonderful. And then oh, there's
That's
Mike.
Mike.
He's like I said, behind the curtain. Hi, Mike. And then also, when I started, I also had a co-host, and her name was Paige Reynolds. We love Paige. She went off to become the morning anchor at an ABC affiliate in Abilene, Texas. So she got her start here with Wellness Wednesdays, and we were happy to have her.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Yep. So it's been a team effort for sure. But I have to say this before we move off of this slide. Minister Troy, every week you were putting together the topics as well as the guests. That was a lot.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed
Mhm.
it. I mean, I learned a lot from different people as, as I would speak with them on the phone or whatever. I learned a lot of the backgrounds. And the other thing that's amazing, these people are experts and they are so intelligent, so bright, so gifted to give. Some people are like introverts, extremely quiet. But when you put them in front of a screen with their passion, they were ready to tell us about their passion. But some people you see at church, you say good morning, you say hello, you have no idea how talented they are. No idea.
Mm. Amazing, amazing, and that's correct. You know, some of the times, many times they would come onto the show, and I'd say, before we got started, relax, just be yourself. We're just having a conversation, and you are among friends, and that was a beautiful,
Absolutely.
beautiful thing about it. You know, so it didn't matter if you're introvert or extrovert, or however, you just come in and enjoy the conversation. So,
Absolutely.
all right, Mike, take us to the next slide. There's our folks again.
Hmm.
So I brought this up mainly because although every episode has so much information and knowledge, etc., this particular episode was extremely important because it came
Yes.
at a time when so many of us had so many questions about the vaccine. We were
Hmm.
getting mixed and misinformation, and we weren't sure really what to think of, what the next steps might be. And we brought on four of our doctors right from New Salem who were there to answer our questions. They were knowledgeable, they had done the research. I mean, they really understood, you know, just what was happening. And I found it
Absolutely.
extremely helpful, helped me make
Mhm.
decisions about the vaccine itself. You want to talk a little
Absolutely.
bit about that?
Yes, I asked the four doctors, Dr. Haley, Dr. Brown, Dr. Bonita Ward, and Dr. Eric Ward, to come on and talk about the facts and the fictions of the coronavirus vaccine. That's because African Americans, we are dying at a high rate from this virus. We are also standing back saying we will not get the vaccine. But what is that based on? So I asked these four doctors who I respect greatly, and all four of them are in different fields, but strong passions about medical information, the correct information. So I asked them to come on and share the facts and dispel the fiction so that we can make decisions to get vaccine to protect our lives. And so I thought this was also a great segment because there were so many questions in the chat about different things that people heard that were actually myths. They weren't no truth to it. So I think this was a session that helped people who said no to the vaccine go ahead and get the vaccine.
Hmm. Absolutely. I mean, I'll admit, when at that time, I was still hesitant. I was
Mhm.
thinking about it, maybe I'll wait a little longer. But
Yeah,
it was good to hear that directly, not from one doctor, but from four
from
doctors
four doctors.
who,
Yes.
who could give us different information from their perspectives. And it was really excellent. So
Right. And
I just wanted to definitely bring that up as one of our highlights.
right.
Let's go
And
to the
these
next slide.
this sec if
Oh,
you
go ahead.
remember on that particular segment, they talked about the vaccine. I remember someone asked something in the chat if the virus was in the vaccine, and also
Mhm.
if the virus prevented people from having children. Different myths. All four of these doctors were able to take down some of the things that our audience had heard and give an example and facts about the vaccine. So this that segment
Mhm.
was amazing.
Yeah, it really was. Yeah. Can you go to the next one?
Now this segment with Dr. Moulton, all of the segments were excellent, all of them. But when Dr. Moulton came on and talked about gynecology and talked about all the different diseases and all of the different things that women should pay attention to, that was an amazing segment because actually all the information that she gave us, to myself I said, man, that session, that appointment probably would have been $350 for all of the information that she gave, things to look forward to in your body that you should pay attention to, that you should not ignore. That was an amazing segment. And she's a wonderful person, beautiful person, along with the rest of our guests as well. But for her to have the topics, the health tips for gynecology, it was amazing.
Definitely agree. And it's like you said, it's people were able to come on and ask questions that they would normally ask their own gynecologist or someone. It was just, being able to take you through and have that access, to someone
Yes.
right here in your from your church. It was amazing. You want to go to
Hmm.
the next slide?
Jordan Holland. Jordan was on, and his topic was perseverance. And Jordan, I asked him to come on because he's a child, he's a baby of New Salem, but has gone on to sing opera. He's teaching in Nashville, he's singing around the country. And Jordan had had a challenge with weight. And once he decided to get the weight off, along with his doctor who advised him, I felt like he was a good guest, not only because of his topic, but because of his generation. And so I wanted him to
Mhm.
come on and to encourage people to persevere no matter what you are pursuing, and to talk about the fact how he stayed focused and stayed on his journey. And he became very successful. He's had the weight off for years. He's doing amazing things in his music career. But I wanted him to encourage people in his generation that once you make your mind, set your mind to persevere, that you could do it. And he took us through a journey of his life, when he began to say, you know what, enough, time to get this weight off. So I really enjoyed his segment.
I did too. And I have to say, one of the things that I enjoyed most was hearing his journey, and then also his authenticity. I mean, he
Absolutely.
talked about the down, when he was really down, and he talked
Hmm.
about, he was just really honest. I mean, it was just as if he was willing to say, okay, I want to tell you all of these things because I know many of you may be thinking or
Right.
having the same experiences. And I just love the fact that he really opened up
He
during that
did.
segment.
Yes, he did.
Mhm.
Yep.
Next slide.
Oh, Monica
I brought up this,
Womack. Yes,
yeah,
it's
I brought up
Monica
this one
Womack.
because of the small business, huge, especially during the pandemic. I mean, we
Hmm.
were all going through a lot as far as keeping your business afloat.
Right.
I'll let you keep going. Go ahead,
Yeah,
Mr. Troy.
she gave some great information about starting your own business, talking about if you wanted to have a LLC. She talked about the struggles. She talked about the things that you should look for so that you can maintain to be successful. It was really, really good. And if you were thinking of starting your own business and you were leery or worried about certain things, she actually pulled out some of the things that you need to pay attention to and be alert so that your business could prosper. I thought that was a great segment, and she gave us amazing information.
She really did. And then the other thing is that too often when you say Wellness Wednesday, we think of fitness and healthy eating and things of that nature. But your mental as well as your financial and all of those are part of your wellness as well. So I
Absolutely.
love the mix.
Absolutely. Yep.
Next slide.
This one
And then
was
also,
yes, Maria
no, go ahead.
Scott. Yeah, Maria
Hmm.
Scott, when she talked about domestic violence, and she had written a book on her life, Wanna Go, Wanna Stay, My Journey in a Season of Abuse. The book, if you have not read it, it's a very good book, and it talks about her journey, domestic violence.
Hmm.
And she encouraged a lot of women that if you were in a situation of domestic violence, to seek help and not to go as long as she did before she got help. And so that was a great segment because a lot of people that's involved in domestic violence, male and female, suffer in silence. And so she did an
Yeah.
excellent job of giving some facts about breaking the silence if you're living that life or if you know someone that's living a life of domestic violence.
Hmm.
And at
And talk
church,
about a
She
story.
doesn't talk. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Carla.
That exactly. I mean, like you said, you were saying before, she really doesn't talk much at church,
No.
and to be able to tell the details of that story. I mean, she's like,
Mhm.
I really want people. I know there's so many other women out there who are experiencing the same thing. I want them to know. Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
Yes,
Mhm.
absolutely.
Nice. It was a good book. It's well written. Everyone, if you have a chance to pick it up.
Right. If you have a chance to
Next
pick it up, I believe
slide.
it's on Amazon.
Yes, it is.
Hmm.
Okay, this was fun.
Yes, this was an amazing message as well. Summer Maiden was a member of New Salem. She has now relocated to North Carolina, but she is a specialist when it comes to massages for the body. She's an LMT, NMT, and a CIIT. Now, if you ask me what all those initials mean, I would just simply say she is one strong sister when it comes to massage about the lymph nodes for the body. When she came
Mhm.
on, she told us so many things that we did not know about our body as far as drainage, as far as the stiff neck, um, massages after breast cancer, during pregnancy. She taught us so many things and the benefit and the importance of getting a massage for all of the lymph nodes and the nerves in your body, the shoulders, the back of the neck, the legs, the calf muscles, the thigh. So Summers did an excellent job. And the only thing about her segment, we all wanted her to still be in Columbus so we can make appointments to get those medical massages. But she did an amazing job, and her business is doing very well in North Carolina.
Mhm.
So we kind of miss
Nice.
her. And if she's listening, the next time you come, I'm ready for an appointment.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely. All right. Mike, I think we had a couple of screenshots that we wanted to pull up. Did you receive those? Oh, let's forget. Well, before we go there, this was just last week.
Yes, this was last week. We ended on the note, since it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and this is our last segment on Wellness Wednesday. We ended with three beautiful breast cancer survivors. They were all in the different age categories so that they could reach different age women of their age. And all three of them are breast cancer survivors. So we had Tonisha Elder, Dr. Merlin Ruffin, Dr. Cynthia Turner, all three journeys different, but all three ending up being survivors of breast cancer. Tonisha is still going through her treatment, so she talked about her journey with her treatment, but it was a beautiful segment. And so, those of you that have not gotten your mammograms, it's time to get them. Please schedule your mammogram before the end of the year. If you haven't gotten one in a couple of years, it's time for you to remember to get one by the end of 2021, because your insurance will cover it to the end of this year. So I'm encouraging all of you out there, if you have not gotten your mammogram, please, 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 my sisters and my brothers, make sure that you are examining your breasts to make sure that you are free and clear of any lumps or anything under your arm or your lymph nodes. So please make sure you are checking yourselves on a regular basis.
Absolutely. And yeah, brothers too, like you said, not
Yep.
just us sisters.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Men can get
very
breast
important.
cancer as well.
Hmm. Hmm. Good. Yeah, that was a very good segment. And just to really, again, appreciate people coming on and telling their stories because they know it's going to help someone else. They know
Absolutely.
it's going to inspire someone, or
Hmm.
at least give them the information to do the things that they need to do to remain or become healthy. So
Oh,
I
yes.
just love it.
Absolutely. Hmm.
All right. I think we're going to end the PowerPoint now, Mike. Oh, we forgot a couple.
There's a screenshot.
So this the screenshots. So this is Lynette Cosby.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Lynette Cosby.
So go
Go
ahead.
ahead. She talked about restoring and relaxation and refreshing yourself. She talked about how you can calm down anxiety, stress, and tension through yoga.
Nice. And what I love about it is we did a number of these episodes where we literally brought the camera back and you could see their movements. You could
Hmm.
actually follow along with them. You could bring your own yoga mat out and really join her. And her and her dog. I love her dog. So,
Oh, yes. The dog's on the
so
sofa relaxing. Yes. But between
watching.
Lynette, yes, between Lynette and Kimberly Jones, they both taught yoga, two different perspectives, but both stressing the fact to relax, to rejuvenate, refresh yourself, calm down the anxiety, release the stress. And I didn't realize that yoga could actually do all those things. If you stay
Mhm.
consistent with the body movement and, carve out some time for yourself. If you're going to do yoga every Wednesday at 6, stick with it so that your body can learn to relax, your mind can relax. It's something you should add
Mhm.
into your schedule.
I totally agree. I have to say it works. It really
Yes.
does. Definitely works. Mhm. I think we have one more screenshot. Okay, I loved this. When she came on, I was not expecting this. We were so excited when we saw it.
Hmm. Hmm. Yep, this is Gail Taylor, who is a retired dental hygienist now. And when she came on, she brought her display to show us all the things that's important that you need while you're taking care of your mouth. I was shocked when she said that I think it was the water pick. I think that
Hmm.
the water pick was more important than brushing your teeth. I wasn't aware of that. I know that you should do it daily, but I didn't realize that that's more important than brushing your teeth. She talked about the cavities. She talked about how the nerves and the heart, without taking care of your teeth and your gums, it can be affect the heart. She talked about the way to brush your teeth. She talked about gum care. So I thought her segment was amazing as well, and I liked all of the props that she had, the examples of the different types of toothpaste that was available, the flossing. So it was really a great segment, and she was an excellent dental hygienist when she was working. And I'm not sure, but I think she may have gone back part time. I'm not sure. I heard a little rumor about that. So, but I'm not sure if she did or not. If so, it was a
Mhm.
great thing because she's excellent.
Oh, wow. It was amazing. I know I learned a lot. Started brushing my teeth differently after her, listening
Absolutely.
to her. And then we didn't ask her to do this. We didn't say, hey, can you bring props? Can you set this up? This was on her own that she decided
Mhm.
I wanted to demonstrate while I'm talking. And she just did a wonderful job. I loved it. It just added a lot of color to what she was talking about and to the show itself. So
Right,
just
she
enjoyed
did.
it very
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, I just asked
Yeah.
her if she would talk about her passion, her profession with the dental hygienist. Little did I know she was going to like really talk about it and display for us some of the things that work well.
Amazing. So I just have to say that it's just wonderful that all our members who participated, like you said, 68 guests over the 19 months, just
Mhm.
really came on and just brought their A game. They just did.
Absolutely.
They really, and that's because they care about each other. They care about their fellow members, brothers and sisters here in New Salem and in our global community. So and that
Absolutely.
just came out in every single episode.
Mhm.
Just the
Mhm.
engagement, not just with our guests, but then also with the folks who are in the audience. You all were there asking questions and bringing words of encouragement to each other, etc. During this time, sharing your stories even in the chat. I mean, that's what really made the show, made Wellness Wednesday so special. So, and I just enjoyed hearing the stories. I mean, it was just amazing just hearing the stories from week to week.
Oh yeah.
All
I
right.
really enjoyed the
Mhm.
Alfreds, Dr. Alfreds, the both doctors. I enjoyed their
Yeah.
segment when they did the marriage counseling was good. We had
Mhm.
Tasha Moore who talked about your purpose in your life. I mean, it was just a variety, a fruit bowl of all the different fruits that's out there that's available. Kiana Stewart was a good one because she talked about the concern mental wellness in teenagers, in the youth, because
Mhm.
sometimes we
Mhm.
focus mental wellness on just adults only. But Kiana's
Right.
business, she deals with the population of the young people. So I thought that was great
Mhm.
as well.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. I agree 100%. I mean, that even though we had so many topics and so many guests, we did just kind of hit the tip of the iceberg as things that we could talk about that really contribute to our wellness on a day-to-day basis. So does anyone have any questions in the chat? Because if you do, this is the time, and then we'll just do some final remarks and wrap up until we see
Yep,
you
Mike said
again.
no. Mike said no, no
I
questions in the
said no
chat.
questions in the chat. Well,
Wow.
I'm just okay. It's okay. You can always post something on Facebook. So anyway,
Absolutely.
I just want to say that again. Well, let me ask you this question, Minister Troy. So of all after 19 months, like you said, you didn't know it was going to go this long. You
Right.
had no idea that this was going to go on for as long as it has. And why do you think that it's been so successful?
I'm sorry, why did I what?
Why do you think it's been so successful?
Why do I think it's been so successful? I think one, because of the topics. That's really the main piece because of the topics. Two, I think because of the guests, because all of
Mhm.
them had their own spirit of influence. And so once you found out who was going to do Wellness Wednesday, their own circle of friends and colleagues tuned into Wellness Wednesday. And there were
Mhm.
so many different topics. I think that people really were interested in what we were talking about and depending on the presenter, because I know there were several people who may not have watched Wellness Wednesday, but once they found out that one of their friends may have been presenting, they tuned into Wellness Wednesday. So that's what
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
believe. And our church family was very supportive. People who
Mhm.
used to belong to New Salem that have moved to other states was very supportive of the program. And I tell you, I count it all joy that our membership supported and encouraged us the way that they did.
Absolutely. Well, do you have any other final thoughts you want to share before we wrap up tonight?
The only thing that I would say is for everyone that have tuned in for the 19 months, prayerfully, some of the things that you've learned, you've applied to your lives or your family lives. I ask that you continue to encourage and stay tuned to New Salem Live. When we did Wellness Wednesday, we were on 3 platforms. We did Facebook Live, YouTube, and Church Online. And so I would say to you, the only thing that we have is our health. It's our physical, our mental, and our spiritual. And I really would like for you to continue to exercise all of those. And the only thing that I can say, until next time, here's to your health.
Amen. I love it. Well, I think that's a great way to end. Thank you all, everyone, for joining us tonight. We'll see you soon. And as I always say, stay safe and stay healthy.
And stay healthy.
There you go. I'm always afraid to say anything until the music starts.
Right, exactly.